I'm Jo from Jo's Country Junction. I'm here today to show you how to make this little trick-or-treat bag. What you're going to need is your tumbler die. And to start out with, cut a strip of fabric, whatever kind of fabric you want, from the outside of your basket. And then get a scrap piece of batting and do some quilting lines. As you can see, I just did some straight lines with mine. Then I took and I put this piece of fabric onto my die and put the mat on top, and I ran it through the Go Cutter. I just did one layer at a time because it's fairly thick, being you have the batting and the fabric together. And take this off, and voila, you have your tumbler, and it's already quilted. What you're going to do is you're going to need 4 of those for the outside of the basket. You're also going to need a 3.5-inch square, and that's for the bottom piece of your basket. You're going to need the same amount, 4 and the 3.5-inch square, to do the lining of the basket. Here I have this for the lining. Okay, after you have that done, then you can take, and if you want to put a pumpkin on each side of the basket, you could. I just put it on one side. I put fusible on the back of this fabric, and then I ran it through my 3-inch die, and I put fusible on a little piece of brown, and I just cut that out with my scissors, and then I took my sewing machine and I used blanket stitch and sewed around it. I'm going to be right back and show you the next. Your next step is to take your tumbler block and then lay it on top of the other block, just as I have here, right sides together, and then you sew from the top to this area right here, but stop about 1/4 inch before you get to the end. You're going to do that for this side too, and then you're going to open these up, and you're going to do the same thing here, sewing from here down to here, but remember to stop at the 1/4 inch and do the same there. After you have that together, then you're going to need to insert the square into the bottom, and here I'm showing you how I did it with the outside fabric. You'll end up with something like this, and you're going to just lay that in here like this, and you're going to sew from there to there, stopping at the 1/4 inch again. And after you have it all together like this, then you're going to take it and you're going to turn it right side out. And you'll have your basket like this. The next thing that you're going to do is finish sewing these, and they're going to go into the inside of the basket. And I'll be right back with your next step. Okay, now we're back, and here I showed you how to put the lining in the inside of the basket, and here's the outer side of the basket. You need to make sure that when you do that, the wrong sides are together. The handle piece is this, and it's cut from 2 1.5-inch strips that are 15 inches long, and a piece of batting's put in there, and then I put some fusible over the top that was cut 3/4 inches wide, and then I did a blanket stitch around that. The handle gets put in the basket like this, so that the side that doesn't have fusible on it is down, and then you pin the pieces together, and here I already put a piece of binding all the way around it, and you're going to bind it just like you bind a quilt. If we pop these pins off here, I'll show you that this binding is going to come around to the front of the basket like this, and then you're going to just sew that down along the edge. Then the handle will come up like this, and you're going to come back and take your sewing machine and then tack the handle down right there. And after you're done with all of those steps, then grab your favorite candy and pop it in the bag, and then you're going to have your little Halloween basket, and you'll all be ready for the trick-or-treaters. It was mentioned to me that you could possibly even make these in a Christmas theme and put like shampoo or body lotion or things like that in there. It's a great gift-giving idea using your tumbler die and your Accuquilt Go Cutter.